Welcome to Stella Tours and our fabulous Azamara Wine and Culture Cruise.
Our journey would take us to Bordeaux and Saint Jean de Luz in France, Bilbao, Gijon and La Coruña in Spain, and Porto and Lisbon in Portugal. After passing customs and immigration in London, we headed to Southampton on a 2-hour bus ride. Stella booked us at the Moxy Hotel, a fun, adequate place practically across the street from the cruise ship terminal. After settling in, we took a stroll around the city near the quay. And had a lovely dinner at the Pig in the Wall restaurant. The following morning, we took an Uber to the quaint town of Winchester, famous for the beautiful Gothic-style Winchester Cathedral, whose construction began around 645 AD. It's believed to have been commissioned by William the Conqueror's grandson around 1160 AD. During medieval times, it was considered to be the most important church in Anglo-Saxon England. Over 300,000 people from all over the world visit Winchester Cathedral each year. During Roman times, before the Saxons, the river had been diverted and the land left a peat bog behind on which the cathedral was built. The cathedral began to sink but was saved by a 6-year effort of William Walker, whose namesake restaurant we would have lunch at. The famous author Jane Austen is buried in the cathedral. Winchester is an ancient capital of England. After visiting the cathedral, we took a stroll around the quaint town of Winchester. Cruise day had arrived, and we were joined by our good friends Bob and Val for the voyage. We'd both booked Veranda Plus staterooms on the 8th deck forward, very convenient to the pool deck, spa, the Windows restaurant, and the living room on the 10th floor. Being a small ship, getting around the Azamara quest is fast and easy. The ship has a maximum guest capacity of 710 and a crew of 410. She has 347 staterooms and displaces 30,000 tons. Our cruise was under the command of Captain Jonas, who did a stellar job of navigating the seas and rivers. I mention rivers because all Azamara cruise ships are small enough to get into ports large ships can't.
Welcome to the Discoveries Restaurant!
We find this to be a significant advantage to cruising with Azamara, as they're able to dock at city centers, which provides a great experience for their guests.
Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to the Mosaic Cafe. My name is Aaron, your barista on board. Welcome to the Mosaic Cafe here on board Azamara Crest.
Our first day on board the Azamara Quest was a sea day. We had a relaxing time getting to know the ship.
Hi everybody.
Hello everybody, welcome to Azamara Quest.
Yeah.
Experienced a fantastic dinner at the Prime Sea restaurant.
Good time here at the Prime Sea. It's a wonderful place. Great service, great food, having a great time. Fantastic. And we have great service.
Yes.
How about you, madam? 2 or 3?
3.
As you can see, all of these little wooden balls are white. This one is white. This one is white. This one is white.
And took in some entertainment in the cabaret lounge and the living room. As mentioned earlier, one of the advantages of Azamara ships is their ability to dock in places large ships can't, and Bordeaux is a perfect example. To get to Bordeaux via the Garonne River, the ship passes under the Pont Jacques Chaban-Delmas, the highest lift bridge in Europe, and the Aquitaine Gironde suspension bridge before docking in Center City. Our room had a perfect view of Bordeaux. We took a stroll and a city bus tour to view some of the most important city sights. We've been having a good time today in Bordeaux, and this evening we're going to the Chateau Rouliac for a lovely evening of wines and cuisine out in the French wine country of Bordeaux. That evening we went on a special event at the Chateau Rouliac, owned by Laurent Cisneros. The chateau was designed by the famous architect Baron Haussmann, who was largely responsible for designing modern Paris.
Le Baron de Haussmann basically built Paris as we know it today. So he was a very talented architect. Melanie is the first daughter of the Cisneros.
Yes, hey baby.
The evening was full of interesting sights, personalities, and surprises. Day 2 in Bordeaux would take us to 2 chateaux and a visit to the wonderful town of Saint-Emilion. We rented a car to experience the Bordeaux countryside, and it was well worth the effort. Our first stop was the oldest vineyard in the region, Chateau Pape Clément, where we enjoyed an informative tour of the grounds,
and this gravel has the capacity to take the heatness during the day and to give it back during the night. So in aspect of the warmth and freshness. In fact, Normally you prune the vine in February, and by pruning the vine, you start a new vegetal cycle. We use French that it's not really to have deep aromatic extraction from the bean.
The winemaking facilities.
That's why at Porto we are working with 14 different species. And finally, we use oak for barrel.
And a tasting of both white and red Bordeaux region wines. The chateau is named after Pope Clement V, as he was the owner during the French papacy period. Saint-Emilion. What a quaint yet spectacular village right in the middle of the Bordeaux countryside. We enjoyed the vistas of the valley and town and had a wonderful lunch. Our second tour would be of the Chateau Pressac. Located atop a hill, it provides wonderful views along with excellent Bordeaux reds. We'd be leaving late from Bordeaux, and the ship brought on a wonderful local can-can show from the city before our departure. I really enjoy bringing you beautiful sunrises, and the one awaiting us for Saint Jean de Luz was amazing. This would be the only port we would use tenders, as there are only small docks in this tiny port. We made a visit to the St. John the Baptist Church, famous for the wedding of Louis XIV to Maria Therese of Austria. Then walked the town and the beach side to experience the sights before returning to the ship.
Hi guys, my name's Zach from the Best of Basque. We're here in Bilbao, Basque Country, and we're headed off to Rioja for a day full of wine and food.
It takes about an hour to get to the Rioja wine region from Bilbao.
Good morning. Hello, I'm Eduardo, your guide in Conde Los Andes. Let's go to our underground cellars.
Zach did a great job of explaining the cultural differences between the areas of northern Spain.
Blacksmiths we work with
The tour of Conde de los Andes Bodega was fascinating. The underground wine cellars maintain a perfect climate for the thousands upon thousands of vintage bottles of wine stored there. Current owners acquired the bodega and vineyards, including an inventory of about 300,000 bottles of wine, dating back decades as far back as the 1860s. We learned about the Rioja winemaking process, visited their version of the Sistine Chapel where Ernest Hemingway used to visit, and had a tasting of some exceptional Conde de los Andes vintages. In my opinion, maybe the highlight of the voyage.
It's like the cheap drink for the young people.
It's still a deal, Rioja.
After the Conde de los Andes tour, we visited La Guardia de Alba that dates back to the 11th century and the Kingdom of Navarra. Zach arranged a private visit of the bodegas Carlos San Pedro Perez, where we were treated to some exceptional Spanish reds.
Try to open it. And this is a wine we started to produce in 2019. So this is the first vintage. We have always kept we kept very serious here with the tradition, as you may see. So we're still using this building. Aging the wines in barrels for a long time and all that, but we thought that we could do something different.
Without question, the most famous bodega of the Rioja region is Marqués de Riscal. Well known for an excellent variety of both red and white wines, the bodega might be even more famous for its avant-garde design by the renowned architect Frank Gehry. On our way back to the ship, we passed by the Isios Bodega to admire another interesting design.
The bridge is called travelogue. So Bilbao has a lot of famous architects like Norman Foster and Frank Gehry and Santiago Calatrava that have built structures.
Zach took us back to the ship by way of central Bilbao, where we passed by the Guggenheim Museum, another Frank Gehry work of art.
What a spectacular time we had in the Rioja region of Spain, just on the other side of the mountains from the beautiful port city of Bilbao. Tomorrow we'll be in Gijon, and so stay with us because there's a lot more to come.
Hi folks, hi mom and dad, I hope you're doing good, see you soon. Hello, good morning, welcome. Good morning. Welcome to this first event by a visit.
Gijon was our next port of call. We enjoyed a leisurely stroll around the town, drank a shot of their famous cider, entered the beautiful Cathedral of the Sacred Heart, walked the beach boardwalk, and had a terrific lunch, and then headed back to the ship. The seas got just a little rough as we made our way to La Coruña. Our plans for the day were elsewhere than visiting the city. We took a 30-minute train ride to Santiago de Compostela, a small town about 35 miles southeast of La Coruña, known for being the destination of one of the most famous pilgrimages in Christianity. There are many paths that lead to Santiago de Compostela, some from France and some from Spain. Pilgrims sometimes walk over a month on their journey, and there are others that decide to do the abbreviated version that lasts about 5 days. The longest cover over 1,000 kilometers. The ultimate goal is to come to know oneself better through the pilgrimage experience of sacrifice and dedication. The Cathedral of St. James, or La Catedral de Santiago, holds the remains of St. James the Apostle and greets arriving pilgrims and visitors with its stunning beauty.
Well, we're heading out from La Coruña on our 6th day of this beautiful Azamara Quest wine and culture cruise. We have visited Bordeaux, then on to Saint Jean de Luz, then on to Bilbao. We had a wonderful day in Bilbao, and then we went to Gijon. It was a beautiful town. Today we were in La Coruña, and finally the weather broke. We went to Santiago de Compostela, which is a famous pilgrimage site in Spain. And leaving La Coruña, I'm happy to let everyone know that we're celebrating our 25th anniversary today. So we're very happy to be on this anniversary cruise. We're off to Porto, Portugal, where we are going to experience the Douro River and have an interesting tour. But tonight is celebration night. So we're decanting this wine, Conde de los Andes, Bodegas Oyauri.
We celebrated our anniversary dinner at the Prime Sea restaurant, accompanied by a bottle of 2016 vintage Rioja from the Conde de los Andes Bodega, a gift from Bob and Val. And a bottle of champagne for the anniversary toast.
Napoleon, in countries that holds, so this one gives her like a very renowned and very strategic mind, and that's why this specific champagne is like the empowerment of the women right now.
We'd booked an Azamara shore excursion to tour the Douro River and to do a port wine tasting at the Burmester Bodega on the Gaia side of the river.
Then the wines that we produce, then we have the vintage, which is a very special wine that we don't produce every year, only in vintage years. But when we
We tasted white, ruby, and tawny ports. My favorite was the tawny.
He's our favorite bartender,
Thank you.
Ruby.
Thank you.
Nice to see you.
Your face.
Welcome again here again. Azamara Quest. I'm Jose, your singing pants. Give you some sweet music before you have dinner.
You guys having a good time?
Wonderful.
Would you do it again?
Oh, hell yeah.
Of course.
I'm not sure we'd do it together again, but we definitely would do it again.
Not with us.
Of course we would. Did you just snort? Yes. We did.
Well.
That's all right. We still love you.
Arriving Lisbon, Portugal is such a wonderful experience. The Tagus River invited us to port with spectacular views of the monuments, the 25th of April Bridge, and the city. We made our way to the port, where Rui of Amiroad Luxury Transportation was waiting to take us to the town of Sintra, where we would tour the Palácio da Pena, the country home of Portuguese royalty.
Just about ready to go into the Palácio da Pena here in Sintra, Portugal.
Its construction began in the Middle Ages. King Ferdinand II acquired the palace in 1838 and set out to restore it. After Ferdinand's death, it was inherited by his second wife, Elisa Hensler, Countess of Edla. She sold the palace to King Louis, and it was used frequently by his family. Amelia, the last queen of Portugal, was forced into exile during the Republican Revolution of 1910 and spent her last night in Portugal at the palace. One of the most important shrines in Christianity is located in Fatima, Portugal, where it's believed that the Virgin Mary appeared to 3 children, Francisco, Jacinta, and Lucia, 6 times in 6 months, the last on October 13th, 1917, during the height of World War I. According to various witness accounts, the rainy skies cleared up. The ground that was wet from the rain became dry. The sun appeared dancing around and zigzagging in the sky with broken clouds, giving it the name, the miracle of the sun. On our way back to the ship, we made a quick stop in Óbidos, a village that has roots as a Roman settlement. Throughout this walled city, you'll find traditional houses lining narrow cobblestone streets filled with shops and restaurants.
Hi, I'm Duncan. Welcome to my Lisbon tuk-tuk tour. Ready to go?
Our last day of our Azamara wine and culture tour. We were pretty worn out and decided to do something different. So we hired Duncan and his tuk-tuk to take us around Lisbon to see the sights. He took us from the highest vista point in this beautiful city to Belém, and then back to the Hotel Mundial, where we would spend the night before our flights back home. That evening we enjoyed a delicious dinner at Tas Cardoso in the Bairro Alto district. What a fabulous adventure made even better by sharing it with wonderful friends. Thank you for allowing us to share our journey with you. And thank you to Stella for all her hard work putting this wonderful voyage together.